Welcome back, Embers, or if you're new here, welcome to the Campfire Crew. My name is Stone, my pronouns are they, them, and as you can tell by the title of today's video, we are doing my intro for this year of my no makeup project Pan. So I did this project last year. I very abruptly stopped doing it because there was just a lot of life going on, but I'm here to pick it back up again. I loved doing this project. And we are doing basically the exact same thing. If you were here last year, we're doing the exact same thing, but we're adding some things on. But if you weren't here last year, this is a mental health focused project Pan where I'm using items that are, again, mental health focused. So things like self-care, we've got toothpaste, we've got floss. I have this. It was supposed to be a hair oil, but now I'm using it to take off my eye makeup, like as a makeup remover. We've got sunscreen, we've got moisturizer. So I'm panning products that are related to mental health and general well-being. We're also going to talk about mental health and use these products as kind of a way to talk about how I've been doing mentally. So that's what the project was last year. That will continue again this year. However, this year I'm also going to add two parts to this project. So after we talk about the products, I have started tracking how long it takes me to use household products, things, very adult things. I mean, all of you guys who watch me are like also adults living on your own. So I thought, I wanted to start tracking these things so I could know how long it takes me to use certain products up. Things like toilet paper, laundry detergent, dish soap, that kind of stuff. So when I start a new bottle of any of those products, I will write in my calendar that I started a new bottle, and then when I end one, if I end one during the update period, I'll let you guys know. I have one thing that I've finished since I decided to start tracking my stuff, so I'll tell you how long it took me to use that product up. And then lastly, at the end of the video, I'm going to be telling you about goals for the upcoming month that aren't directly related to panning. So things that I just can't pan my way through. So first of all, let's start with my moisturizer. So right now it's about here, because obviously moisturizer, sticks to the sides when it's really thick. This is quite a thick moisturizer. I used up the last of a bottle of this in my project last year. This is a new bottle that I started during that project and I've been using since then. But like I said, it's about here-ish. I can see through it. And by the end of this year, I definitely like to finish this up. My last bottle I had open for a very long time. I would like to get through this one sooner, especially this month, because it is still winter, and next month it will be winter going into spring. I need a lot of this. I need to use it frequently. And also I work in a kitchen and part of my days are spent washing dishes. And so my hands are perpetually in water, so they are dry all the time. So I do, even in the summer, need this. But now that it's winter, it's very dry here. I'm going to use a lot of this, and I'd like to get through this in the year. Second of all, we have a product that I'm not going to be using very much recently because I haven't been going outside to do my groceries. I've been getting rides to the grocery store, and that is my Hawaiian Tropics Sheer Touch sunscreen. It's SPF 50. Last year I got it down to this line here, and I don't think I've used really anything at all since then. So it's down to here, and we're gonna see how far I can get in this, especially in the summer. But if I go outside for long periods of time in the winter, I would also be using this because winter actually can give you sunburn since the sun reflects off the snow. So if it's a clear day, which I don't think it's been a clear day like all winter, also ignore my hair. I need to cut it again. It hasn't been a clear day ever, so I think that brings the SPF or the sun level, the UVA and UVB down. And like I said, I haven't been going outside to do the groceries. I've been getting rides, so I've been outside very little this winter, thankfully, other than walking to my work and back, and that's not a very far walk. So yeah, I haven't used this, but once we get to the summer, I will be going outside again, doing my groceries via not car with my little legs. So I'll be using this again. And like I said, it's down to here. Then we have toothpaste. If you weren't here last year, I just hit myself. That's cool. We're here. If you weren't here last year, you might not know why I am penning toothpaste. It is because I've had really bad mental health almost my entire life. And one of the first things that go, I'm sure if you have mental health issues, you know this very well, is those kind of like non-essential but highly recommended cleaning routines. So it's like I have to make myself eat food and go to work and like do certain things to survive. Showering often and brushing my teeth is not one of them. It is better to do those things, but it's not necessary. So when my mental health is really bad, it's the first thing to go. So I'm trying to bring myself back into brushing my teeth. Last year I had great success. I've been brushing my teeth every day, even when I'm not in the best place, and sometimes twice a day. At night, if there's something in my teeth or I just feel kind of icky, I'll brush my teeth at night as well. And I'd like to continue that pattern of brushing my teeth at least every day, if not twice a day, and just see if I can get through the rest of this. I don't think it'll take me too long to get through this, but I am very picky about toothpaste, so I should probably buy a backup or 6 of these. Then we've got something that I can't really show you progress on because it's floss, and right now I haven't used enough of it. I have really been slacking on flossing. I want to start. Last year I got up to about twice a week with flossing, which for me is pretty good. But now I've kind of dropped the ball where it's like once a month. So I'd like to get back up to once a week and then start going from there. I do floss more than I used to, but it's just been very sporadic. I'd like to make it more of a regular habit of mine. And one day, maybe, hopefully, I'll be able to actually start seeing some progress on this. Yeah, so floss right now, I can't. You can see through the little blue part here if you're close up, but right now I just haven't used enough of it where I can actually see any progress, because the plastic gets thicker to the edge, so it's less visible. So any part I could actually see through to still has floss in it. But I do use a lot of floss every time I use this, so hopefully. Part of me also is having this in the project just so I don't lose this container of floss, because my problem is I'd start trying to floss and then I would lose the floss. So I'm actually kind of happy that this is a bigger container. I haven't lost it yet. It's been about a year, so I'm pretty happy with that, actually. And then the last product that I had in last year is my Verb jojoba treatment oil. Like I said in the intro, I have not been using this for my scalp because I've realized that I think I have dandruff, so I have an anti-dandruff shampoo, and you can't use this with dandruff. I still want to get something for dry scalp that also works with dandruff, but I don't have it yet. But this I was doing marks on, but the marks fade really quickly, so I'm just going to show update pictures. I'll take a picture of this or do a freeze frame. We're pretty low now. Last year I think we got to maybe this line here about, but we're down to here now, as you can probably see. So I think I'll be done with this definitely by the end of the year. Hopefully sooner, the more I wear makeup, which I hope to do, lots, because I have lots of banding projects going on, the quicker I'll be able to finish that. And once I am almost done with it, before I finish it, but when I'm, just have a couple uses left, or maybe a week's worth of use left, I will be replacing that for an actual cleanser or something to take off makeup remover for my eyes. Maybe just some micellar water. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So if you know of a good makeup remover that's good around the eyes, let me know, because that's what I need that for. And then I am going to add two more products in, and that's going to be my lip balms. Last year I had lip balms, but I didn't add them into the project. This year I'm just going to add them for funsies. So I finished those two in January and the beginning of February. I think I finished two of them in about a span of a week, because I finished one. I had one that was beside my bed, and then one in my purse. And because it's so dry out, my lips are constantly dry. And I have a really bad problem with, if I don't have a lip chap in the winter, my lips will get so dry that they'll crack and bleed. So any lip chap that prevents them from bleeding is good for me. So I would just slather it on when I woke up, the one beside my bed, and then on my way to work often I'd put one on, and then when I got home from work I'd put one on, and I'd just be slathering them on. And I would use them at different times of the day. When I was home, I would use my home one. When I was out, I would use my purse one. And within a week of each other, they both got finished. But I had to pick up some meds recently. So I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I went to do groceries with my mom and also to get some meds. And I got 2 replacements for my lip chaps. So I got one that's a stick that I haven't used at all yet, because it's in my purse and I've been off. So I've been home. And I'll show you that next month, but it's just a stick. Maybe I'll take a picture of it. And it's a Blistex stick. And then this one is the Lip Med Blistex, one of the like potted ones. So this is what it looks like now. I've only, again, used it for a couple of days, but we already have some wear. It definitely has that kind of medicinal mint to it. So if I ever got sick, I feel like I could, breathe this in and it might make me feel better. I don't think so far it's amazing, but my lips do feel pretty good, and I think I use it less often, so I think it might be better than the one I was using before, which was the Burt's Bees. It definitely doesn't taste as good because it's like aggressively minty, kind of like Vicks Vapor Rub or Tiger Rub. That kind of smells like very medicinal, but it does, I think, work better, and I'm not sure if this is going to be better than the one I have to go, but I did buy the pot thinking that likely it would be better for my lips. But yeah, that's where we are. We just have a couple of uses on this. I don't know how deep it actually goes into this, but we'll find out, and I'll show you what it looks like next time. And I'm definitely going to use this a little bit less. For the next month, I should be using this plenty because it will still be snowing outside. It's currently snowing outside. It will still be winter outside. But once we get into summer, I'll be using it less, most likely. But for the first month, it should get a lot of usage as well as the other one. So those are my products. Second of all, let's talk about the household item that I used up. So the first item that I started tracking, or that I got a new container of that got opened while I decided to track this year, was toilet paper. I believe it was a 24 pack of toilet paper, and it's me and my partner, or me and my boyfriend. I mean, he's my partner and my boyfriend. Me and my partner, it's just the two of us, and we have 2 cats. Obviously, they don't use toilet paper. Also, if this matters, and I think it does change how much toilet paper we're using, I'm on birth control that stops me from having periods. So there's never, that to contend with. But it took us a month and 4 days. Exactly a month and 4 days to use up, I believe it was a 24 pack or a 30 pack, but I believe a 24 pack, which is really interesting. We have a smaller pack this time, so I imagine it'll take us less time, but it's good to know that we only have to buy toilet paper if we buy like a big pack of it once a month, because that is so annoying to carry home, which again, I haven't been carrying groceries lately, but in the summer I carry my groceries and I'll buy a giant pack of toilet paper and like hold it and then hold my groceries with my other arm, and it's very annoying. So it's good to know that I only have to grab it once a month. Yeah, so if there's 2 people in your household, it takes about a month to use up a giant thing of toilet paper, just so you know, depending on, you know, the unmentionables of your life. But yeah, so I think that's really interesting to know, and I'm going to be curious to see if that is a trend that continues. And I just think it's going to be really good to know how quickly I use up different types of products. I think that's going to be really helpful for me, which is why I'm telling you guys about it, because maybe it'll be helpful for you as well. Because before I ever started wearing makeup, I watched project painting videos, and that's what helped me keep as small of a collection as I have now, because I knew how long it about took to use up different products. So I knew that blushes take forever. Don't get 1,000 blushes because you will never use them. So yeah. And then let's talk about goals for the month. So I'm filming this February 8th, I think, 10th. So for February, my goal is very simple. My goal is simply to clean all of the dishes. We don't have that many dishes, but recently we got our apartment sprayed, and when you get it sprayed, you have to rinse off all of the dishes, and I just haven't. So we have so many dishes that before we got the apartment sprayed, I cleaned all of them, so I would just have to rinse them down. And then of course we used a bunch of things, so I have some like actually dirty dishes, but a lot of my dishes just need to be put through cold water for a couple of minutes, but I need to do that one by one, like keep them under cold water for a few minutes at a time each. And also we don't have obviously a dishwasher, or I would just put it through the dishwasher. But we also don't have a ton of counter space, so I would have to do all this, then let it all dry. So it will take some time, but if I could do that by next month, I would be very, very happy. Other longer term goals, I want to get my G1 this year. It's again a mental health thing. If you're like, why don't you have a car? I've lived in cities with transit, not great transit my whole life, but like I've always lived in places with transit at the very least. And right now I walk, like I said, to my work. And also cars are expensive. So I'm like, I don't think I can afford a car, so I learned to drive. But I would like to start learning how to drive. So I'd like to at least have my G1 and start practicing driving this year. By the end of the year, I'd like to get back in therapy at some point in the next couple of months. Like I said, my kind of softer goal for the month is get all of my dishes sorted and back in place. What else do I want to do this year? That's all I can think of off the top of my head. I want to start incorporating a scale into some of these projects, which I asked my boyfriend for a scale for my birthday this year, which is going to be very, very soon. Actually, it's going to be on Sunday. So yeah, I'm gonna get a scale, hopefully a really accurate one, so I can weigh all these products for you guys as well as my palettes and all of my other makeup things. So that's gonna be really exciting. I'm actually so stoked for that. I want to start learning to crochet again. I was learning a little bit of crochet at the end of last year, but then again things got really busy and I got distracted, as I tend to do, because life, being an adult, is hard. Turns out I'm almost 31 and it's taken me this long to figure it out. Being an adult is hard though, especially now that I have cats. They're delightful, but like now I have to worry about their food. It's just, there's a lot going on being an adult. Even without kids, it's just, there's a lot of stuff that you got to deal with. So yeah, those are some of the things I'd like to do either this month or this year. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. You guys showed me such a good response to this project last year, so I hope you really enjoy it this year. mental health thing of the month. I also want to talk about mental health more in this, like actual mental health stuff instead of just like kind of vague posting about it. If you go onto the internet to complain to people with certain mental illnesses that your mom or your ex was an abuser and also had that mental illness, stop doing that. I don't think any of you do that, but like, why do people do that? That's not nice to the people who have the mental illnesses, and it's not nice to yourself. We shouldn't be doing that. That's bad. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Also, my look is so cute. I'm obsessed with it. It's like dark Valentine's Day vibes. Love it. I love red on myself. It's so cute.